body massage, you've got like quite a bit of hacking, which I tried on your shoulders, and you thought, oh, that's good. So you could have that over the rest of the body, and things like you mustn't get certain oils near your eyes or your mouth. You know, and if you've got something on your hands and you start rubbing your eyes and you think, oh my goodness, that hurts, and it could be the actual oil that's supposed to be helping you. You have to be a bit careful with these holistic therapies. You can't have too many.
Okay.
Because you can go into something called a healing crisis. Hello Melissa, welcome back.
Hello.
How are you feeling at the moment?
Good, yeah, pretty good.
So we've worked through a few treatments with you. What I want to do is maybe just stop for a while and see how you're doing, and really home in on particular issues that you're having at the moment, just so that I can confirm which treatment is the best one for you, and make these treatments really focused around what particular parts of the body you might want to work on, or if there are particular issues that keep cropping up. So I'm going to make a few notes, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, after your last treatment, which was an Indian head massage, how do you feel that impacted on some of the things that you wanted me to address, such as your tension headaches?
Yeah, so I think actually the thing I noticed most with the Indian head is the sleep quality. I'm not entirely sure how it impacts sleep, but that night I did have a really, really deep sleep. So I think actually more than I realised, sleep is playing a really big part in my mood and my day and my stress levels even. So I think that might be what I benefited most from the Indian head.
Okay, so we've done 2 Indian head massages now. One which was with aromatherapy oils, and one that we didn't use aromatherapy oils with. Do you think either of them was more beneficial than the other?
Yeah, I think personally, because I struggled with a lot of mind chatter and getting into that zone of kind of pure relaxation.
Yeah.
It does take a long time, and that's fine if it's a long treatment,
Yes.
but I don't always have the time. For super long treatment. But with the kind of power that the aromatherapy oils have on, I don't know, my parts of my monkey brain, it just shoots right up there, especially so the lavender puts me straight into that zone. And while they were both really good, I think I do prefer the oils for that reason. Yeah.
And I think oils are very, very therapeutic as well. They can get straight into the skin. So unlike other treatments and gentle creams, the therapeutic elements of the oil can get directly into your skin. So that could lead us potentially, I mean, we'll look at a number of other treatments and discuss those, but that could lend us to an aromatherapy massage even, which we could restrict. If you're time constrained, we could restrict that to certain parts of your body, like maybe a simple aromatherapy back massage, and maybe going slightly up into the head, and looking at that, and maybe spending some time really looking at some of the oils, what's right for you at the moment, maybe finding ones that really focus on encouraging sleep, and choosing ones that will really focus on that. So that might be one option. Another option is to continue doing an Indian head massage, but making sure that we're using particular oils. The one downside of that is that you're obviously restricted really from the shoulders upwards. So if your tension or what is causing you not to sleep is somewhere else in your body, that might be a different problem. Which leads me to thinking that actually reflexology might be another option, because reflexology actually looks at the whole body, because it's looking at energy lines, and in particular zone therapy, where you can work on one part of the body and actually that's linked to another part of the body as well. So that might be something to actually try with you and see if that has an impact. It has definitely been looked at in terms of focusing on the whole body and beginning to heal itself. So with reflexology, it's almost like you're using pressure to get the body to heal itself. And I think that might enhance some of the things you're doing. So really, we're focusing around using oils, or alternatively looking at reflexology as a way of looking at the whole body, and really focusing on things that can induce the sleep and the relaxation at the right times, obviously, of the day. What about things like muscle tension? Does that occur at all somewhere in your body?
In terms of things I've just noticed in daily life, I think posture related reasons are the cause, but I do have a lot of shoulder pain.
Right.
I also have a big bag on my left
Right.
side only for work, so I don't know if it's connected, but I have quite a lot of pain in my right shoulder actually.
Shoulders,
as if it's trying to balance. Other things I did notice is when you were doing the Indian head is I never realised that the top of my arms could feel tense.
Top of your arms,
and when you were touching that area, it was like a pleasant kind of release.
You get that sort of
tension.
pleasure pain type thing.
And I really felt that here, which surprised me. But then again, I suppose in most massages that I would go to get when I get them, I always focus on the shoulders and the neck and the head, because that's where I thought
and not
that
the whole
tension
body.
was. So I wonder if actually there's probably other tension I haven't
focusing.
noticed.
Because what people often do with a body massage, say for example, is because people are often time constrained, they'll just go for a back massage, and actually if they went for a full body massage and a Swedish massage where you're using pressure points as well, because Swedish massage goes a lot deeper, that might have a longer impact is what I'm thinking. So we've got quite a few options there. The thing about the body massage that I was thinking of is you could do a really proper massage into the muscles of the arm if we've got you on a couch, and really release some of the tension, which if you're just going for a back massage, it's just really focused on that area. So actually extending that out to the rest of the body might be the way to go. So you've got two aspects there which deal with very different things. So you've got reflexology, which deals with the energy lines and gets the body to heal itself, and then a full body massage, which is covering the whole body, but can also get in deeper on those areas which might be missed out with some of the smaller treatments or shorter treatments. So sometimes, and I know we're all time constrained, maybe giving up just that extra bit of half an hour might have a bigger impact on your sleep, which is the aim of this. And likewise with a body massage, I mean, the difference between the main difference between a body massage and particularly a Swedish body massage and an aromatherapy massage is the aromatherapy is much more gentle. It's very slow and smoothing movements. You don't have, in body massage, you've got like quite a bit of hacking, which I tried on your shoulders and you thought, oh, that's good. So you could have that over the rest of the body, but you wouldn't have that in an aromatherapy massage, which is very sensual, very calming.
Right.
So it's choosing the right therapy for what's going on in your body at that time.
Yeah, so if it's almost I need real deep muscle release, that's the other massage. Whereas
Yeah.
if it's more mental and calming, you want the aroma, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. There's another therapy called sports massage therapy, but the problem with sports massage therapy is it's often isolated to particular areas where you've had pain or you've hurt yourself. So that's, in particular, that's what's called sports massage therapy. It's often, well, it originated obviously with people hurting themselves when they did sports or sports injuries. But that it gets very, very deep and very precise, and they do use additional equipment, which is why I don't think that's a therapy that's suitable for you at the moment.
Yeah.
It involves digging with elbows and really, digging in. And I think that might hurt you. That might have the opposite impact. I mean, obviously, if you're in pain, then... But I think in your instance, I think sticking to the main ones. But trying something different. So we tried Indian head massage, both with oils and without. And we know the aromatherapy, the oils actually help. So I was thinking maybe, rather than reflex, which is an advanced one, maybe doing a full body massage, starting with that, and then focusing on the areas, focusing on the arms, like you said, that worked very well. Maybe doing that, and then once we've done that, which is a little bit more pummeling and hacking and things like this, so a little bit more vigorous, the next time we mix it with an aromatherapy massage, so a relaxing one.
Yeah.
And then you can really see the difference between the two types of massages. Because don't get me wrong, I do think the aromatherapy oils would be really helpful. But equally, I think if you've got the pain and the tension in the upper arms and the shoulders, I think you would benefit from a deeper massage, and that's just not what aromatherapy massage is designed for.
Yeah. And I suppose if what I like from the aromatherapy massage is just the aromas, I can try and incorporate that into my daily routine still.
Yes, you can. You can use sprays, you can use diffusers, you can even put oils in the bath. I would just be a little bit cautious, because obviously, unless you've been trained in aromatherapy, people tend to get these little aromatherapy oils and think, oh, I'll just put loads in. There's really quantities that you have to be very cautious about, because if you use the wrong oils at the wrong time or in the wrong quantity, you can actually burn your skin, and you don't want that.
No.
So you do have to just be a little bit cautious, because obviously the small bottles of aromatherapy oils are available everywhere now. You can get them in local chemists or health shops or online, but actually using them needs to come with a little bit of a cautionary note for that reason. And equally, if you're, say, introducing it into your daily life, if, say, for example, you've got like a powerful oil such as lavender, for example, everybody knows lavender, but actually if you put too much lavender, it can send you to sleep at the wrong time. And you really find when you need some clear thinking space, it can have the opposite impact. So again, that's to do with quantities. So people keep saying, oh, I've got this, oh, I'll just put some, like a cushion or something like that. I'll just put loads of aromatherapy oil on it. Actually, too much is a bad thing. It ends up doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So you have to be just a little bit careful, and read up a little bit if you're going to do that and start introducing it. Or you can ask me.
Yeah. I guess there's a type of oil for the time of day as well. Like in the morning, I'm more likely to want maybe citrus or something.
Something enlivened, yeah.
Yeah, and then at night before bed, it's more relaxing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd be interested in something it's nice to learn about
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
I've always had a bit
Well,
of an interest.
yeah, with the aromatherapy oils, I mean, if you're mixing, you've actually, if you take it to the next level, it has to be a mixture of top, middle, and base notes, and they've each got different therapeutic qualities, and the wrong blend can smell really horrible, whereas the right blend can really do what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
So that's something we could maybe look at separately together, and I could talk to you maybe in another session about different oils and
I'd
their
love that.
therapeutic value.
Definitely, like, we touched on it very briefly, but the idea of these different notes and things, I think it's
yeah.
all really fascinating to someone that's never studied
Yes.
it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like that they've all got their little partners and
Yeah,
combinations.
absolutely. And some just don't work together. And some you shouldn't put directly onto the skin either.
Right.
So you need to be quite careful with that. So a
Yeah.
little bit of knowledge is helpful.
I also heard that with cats, there's some to stay away from as well.
Yes, yeah. There are certain oils which, and people don't often realise this, that are toxic to cats. And actually, some people who put them in their diffusers or, to make the room smell nice, wonder why their cats are starting to misbehave or feeling, a little bit listless. And obviously, the one thing you mustn't do is have those cats licking the oils. So if you've got a surface where you've had an oil on, that can be quite harmful. Well, to all pets, not just cats, but cats in particular, they've got a very strong sense of smell, which is why the oils have such an impact on them. And in particular of note is these plug-in ones that you can get, because the scent just is too much for them.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't known about that at all until
Yeah.
recently.
It's like certain plants.
Yeah.
People are probably more aware of plants. Like lilies, for example. They're toxic to cats. It can actually cause some real damage. But certain oils can be similar.
I guess to an extent, each of us, or as humans, we probably have certain oils that maybe don't match with us as well. But it's not trial and error in a scary way, but learning which oil suits you. And
Yeah. I think if you want to do that, a little bit of time invested in just doing a little bit of research goes a long way.
Yeah.
They all say knowledge is power, and in this instance, I think it is. And if it's going to avoid you doing any damage to your skin and making things worse,
yes,
that's worth
definitely.
knowing. And things like you mustn't get certain oils near your eyes or your mouth. And if you've got something on your hands and you start rubbing your eyes, and you think, oh my goodness, that hurts, and it could be the actual oil that's supposed to be helping you has then the opposite effects, which you don't want. And just simply by reading a little bit, it will keep you on the right side of that and not cause any damage, because the whole idea of this is holistic well-being.
Yeah.
So, as I said, misusing them can be quite harmful. So I think we've got quite a few things that we can try over the next couple of months. So certainly the next one, I think the aim would be the aroma.
Okay.
So aromatherapy, looking at the oils, we can talk a little bit about those. And then I think maybe if we talk about the oils, and then the next treatment would be the body massage one that I was talking about. And then after we've learnt a bit about the oils, the one after that could be a full aromatherapy body massage, maybe, doing the whole one with aromatherapy. And then, as I said, you can have a good comparison between the body massage and the aroma, and also learn a little bit about aromatherapy oils in particular.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk through the aromatherapy oils, and
I would love that kind of aromatherapy.
so you seem quite excited about that. So let's make that our next visit.
Definitely.
So talk a little bit about aromatherapy oils, their therapeutic values, what ones work for you with what you think your body is going through at the moment, what works and what won't work, just as importantly. And then we'll let that sink in for a while. You can have some thoughts about that. Then we'll do the full body massage, working in particular on the shoulders and the upper arm that you've pointed out. And then the one after that, because you have to be a bit careful with these holistic therapies, you can't have too many.
Okay.
Because you can go into something called a healing crisis. It
Right.
sounds like you haven't heard of.
No,
If you
never.
have too many therapies in one go, your body goes, it's too much.
Oh, really?
And you start feeling slightly sick, slightly tired. You can get a headache, you can bring on as well. So a week in between something like a strong aromatherapy massage and a full body massage is advisable. But I would go through aftercare with you as well. But so what we're going to do, the next one is always like an aroma study session.
I'd love that. There's something about the aromatherapy oils, they're so relaxing, but
Yeah.
it's also just so intriguing. I think they just have such an impact on me when I smell them.
Yeah.
And to be able to learn more about that, it's just exciting.
Yeah, well, we can certainly do that. And then, so we'll do that as one. This is our plan for the next few sessions. So body massage we'll do, but focusing on the shoulders and the arms, because it could be that what's causing you problems, especially if you reacted to the bit that I was doing when I did the Indian head massage. Could be that something's here. Could just be a simple little thing like your handbag is putting pressure on that arm.
Yeah.
So we'll shoulders and upper arms we'll look at. And then once we've done that, we'll do a full aromatherapy massage. And then after you've had that, you can maybe give me a call and say what impact it's had on you, and that might make a decision. We could swap between the two, or we could try something else. We could try reflexology after that.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
see if that works. Gives us plenty of scope.
Yeah. Does reflexology involve the oils as well, or is that a different kind of oil?
No, it's a different kind of oil, because what you're trying to do, particularly with reflexology, is it's very small movements with your thumb and your fingers, and if you've got loads of aromatherapy oil, it just slips. So you're not getting the grip, because you often have to go in and what they call hook. So you go in and then you hook back, and if you've got an oily foot, it won't hook. So often you use even talcum powder or some type of powder to actually take away the moisture, so that you can actually push and grip. Because don't forget, your foot is tiny, so you're working in a very, very small space.
That's true.
There are some special creams and there's some waxes that you can use, but using aromatherapy oils as such makes it too slippy
Okay.
to do that. So that might be something that we can look at in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to try that as well.
Okay, all right. Have you got any other questions for now?
I guess the only question is you kind of briefly mentioned spacing the massages out a week. Is there anything else timing-wise to be aware of? I'm a bit worried about overdoing it.
Yeah.
Is it best to put a week between sort of every treatment, or
I think
occasionally more?
While we're doing this and really trying to identify what is best for you, I think a week is sensible, because you don't want to end up getting a healing crisis. And if you do, I don't want you to push yourself back for the next treatment just because it's booked. And I think a week is sensible at the moment. Once your body gets used to, so say for example it was aromatherapy massage that you really liked and was really therapeutic, then we could focus on that one, and we could maybe do a short back massage, aroma back massage one week and then do a full body the next week. But I think having a massage too often, it is not in the best interests of your body. Unless, for example, you're trying to recover from injury or something like that, and it's necessary to really push the muscles, but that wouldn't be something like aromatherapy or something like that. It would be maybe a short sports therapy massage which is concentrated on that area. So that then, yeah, you could have more. Or maybe if you're doing much shorter massages, say Indian head, you could have at the beginning of the week, maybe a back massage at the end of the week. That's a possibility. But I think a full-on aromatherapy massage followed by a body massage the next day, followed by an Indian head massage the day after that is not a good idea.
Okay, gotcha. Right.
Yeah, it'd just be overload on your body, which you're trying to calm down and relax. And I think people do get confused about, okay, I'll have loads and then I'll feel better, and actually they're really shocked when the opposite happens. And that's that healing crisis I was talking about.
Almost making it a really slow and steady habit, a part of your life. And it's probably a bit better financially
yes,
as well.
financially as well, yes. Makes a difference, definitely.
Oh, well, that sounds great for me then, just to take it slow and steady, but slowly trying out which ones do suit me best. And then I'm really excited to try and learn about aroma oils as well.
That's lovely. We'll do that. We'll make that our next visit.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Okay, well,
it's lovely to see you again.
It's nice to see you too.